Step-by-step guide. Understanding the role of a Certificate of Conformity in customs clearance. Welcome to our video on the key functions of a Certificate of Conformity in customs clearance. A Certificate of Conformity, COC, is a document that is issued by a manufacturer or supplier to certify that a product meets the requirements of a particular standard or regulation. In the context of customs clearance, a COC is used to demonstrate that a product is eligible for import into a country. What is a Certificate of Conformity? A Certificate of Conformity is a document that is issued by a manufacturer or supplier to certify that a product meets the requirements of a particular standard or regulation. Standards and regulations can vary depending on the product and the country of import. For example, a product that is imported into the United States may need to meet the requirements of the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, CPSC, or the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA. A Certificate of Conformity is typically issued by the manufacturer or supplier of the product. However, in some cases, a third-party organization may be used to issue the certificate. Third-party organizations are typically accredited by a recognized body to issue certificates of conformity. A Certificate of Conformity can play a number of important roles in the customs clearance process. These include demonstrating that a product meets the requirements of a particular standard or regulation. This is the most important function of a Certificate of Conformity. Customs officials will use the certificate to determine whether a product is eligible for import into a country. Providing evidence that a product has been inspected and tested. A Certificate of Conformity can provide evidence that a product has been inspected and tested by a qualified organization. This can be important for products that are subject to strict safety or quality standards. Reducing the risk of delays and detentions. A Certificate of Conformity can help to reduce the risk of delays and detentions at customs. This is because customs officials will be more likely to accept a product that is accompanied by a valid certificate. The process of getting a Certificate of Conformity for your products can vary depending on the product and the country of import. However, the following steps are generally involved. Identify the relevant standards and regulations. The first step is to identify the relevant standards and regulations that apply to your product. This information can be found on the website of the importing country's customs authority. Have your product tested and inspected. Once you have identified the relevant standards and regulations, you will need to have your product tested and inspected. This can be done by a qualified testing laboratory or inspection agency. Obtain a Certificate of Conformity from a recognized body. Once your product has been tested and inspected, you will need to obtain a Certificate of Conformity from a recognized body. This can be done by the manufacturer or supplier of the product, or by a third-party organization. A Certificate of Conformity is an important document that can play a number of important roles in the customs clearance process. By understanding the key functions of a Certificate of Conformity, you can help to ensure that your products are eligible for import into a country and that you avoid delays and detentions at customs. If you have any questions about getting a Certificate of Conformity for your products, please contact your customs broker or a qualified testing laboratory or inspection agent.